Libertarianism, as a political philosophy, encompasses a broad range of ideas rooted in the principles of individual liberty, limited government intervention, and free market economics. Advocates of libertarianism argue for a society where personal freedom is paramount, and government interference is minimized. In this review, we'll explore the key tenets of libertarianism, examine its strengths and weaknesses, and consider its implications in the context of contemporary political and social challenges.
Before we dive in, if you find this content valuable, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. It truly helps us grow. Now, let's get started.
At the core of libertarianism is a commitment to individual liberty. Libertarians contend that individuals have the right to live their lives as they see fit, free from undue interference by the government or other individuals. This emphasis on personal autonomy extends to both social and economic spheres. Socially, libertarians argue for the decriminalization of activities that do not directly harm others, promoting a live and let live philosophy. In the economic realm, libertarians champion free market principles. They believe that voluntary exchanges between individuals in an open market lead to more efficient resource allocation and greater overall prosperity. The invisible hand of the market, as described by economists like Adam Smith, is a guiding force in the libertarian economic worldview. This perspective often aligns with a preference for limited government, as libertarians argue that excessive regulation hampers economic freedom and stifles innovation. One notable aspect of libertarianism is its skepticism of government power. Libertarians contend that the state, if left unchecked, can become a threat to individual liberty. The minimalist state advocated by libertarians aims to protect citizens from external threats, enforce contracts, and ensure the rule of law without unnecessary intrusion into personal lives. Strengths of libertarianism. 1. Individual freedom. Libertarianism, rooted in the principle of individual freedom, advocates for personal autonomy across various aspects of life. This philosophy contends that adults possess the inherent right to shape their lives, control their bodies, and navigate relationships without unwarranted intervention. It underscores the belief that as long as one's actions do not encroach upon the rights of others, individuals should enjoy unrestricted freedom. This commitment to autonomy extends beyond mere personal choice, encompassing economic decisions and political affiliations. In essence, libertarianism champions a society where individuals are empowered to determine their destinies, fostering a balance between personal liberty and the respect for others' rights. 2. Efficient resource allocation. In embracing free market economics, libertarians champion the notion that voluntary exchanges among individuals pave the way for optimal resource allocation. The core tenet is that when market forces are permitted to govern prices and distribution, a synergy emerges, fostering efficiency and stimulating innovation. Libertarians contend that this decentralized approach, untethered from extensive government intervention, encourages competition and empowers individuals to respond dynamically to evolving demands. In their view, the self-regulating nature of the free market not only ensures efficient allocation of resources but also fosters a dynamic economic landscape where innovation flourishes, ultimately benefiting society at large. 3. Limited government. Advocating for limited government, libertarians express concern about the perils of concentrated power. They assert that by curtailing the state's role, the potential for abuses of power diminishes, cultivating a governance system that is both accountable and transparent. In the libertarian perspective, a restrained government not only averts overreach but also empowers individuals, allowing them to exercise greater control over their lives and decisions. The emphasis on limited government aligns with the belief that individuals and local communities are better positioned to address their unique needs, fostering a more responsive and adaptive societal framework. This approach seeks to strike a balance between necessary governance and safeguarding individual liberties. Weaknesses and criticisms. 1. Income inequality. Critics of libertarianism point to the potential exacerbation of income inequality within a purely free market system. They argue that without regulatory measures, wealth and power might consolidate among a select few, widening social and economic disparities. This concern underscores the importance of addressing systemic imbalances to ensure a fair and just society. Proponents of libertarianism, however, contend that a genuinely free market encourages competition, innovation, and overall economic growth, benefiting society as a whole. The ongoing debate revolves around finding a nuanced approach that balances individual freedom with measures to prevent extreme wealth concentration and its associated societal consequences. 2. Public goods and services. Libertarianism's advocacy for limited government prompts scrutiny regarding the provision of public goods and services. Critics argue that vital services such as education, healthcare, and infrastructure might face neglect in a system where the state's role is markedly reduced. They express concerns that a diminished government presence may hinder equitable access to these essential services, potentially leaving marginalized populations underserved. Proponents of libertarianism counter that a restrained state fosters efficiency and individual responsibility, but the challenge lies in striking a balance that ensures essential services are accessible while preserving the principles of limited government and personal freedom. The ongoing discourse revolves around crafting a system that addresses societal needs without compromising individual liberties. 3. Environmental concerns. The libertarian emphasis on individual property rights and minimal regulation has sparked concerns about environmental protection. Critics contend that in the absence of stringent regulations, individuals and corporations might prioritize short-term profits over long-term ecological sustainability. This perspective raises questions about how to address environmental issues collectively without impinging on individual liberties. While libertarians argue that a free market approach can incentivize eco-friendly practices, the challenge remains in ensuring a balance where environmental concerns are adequately addressed without compromising the principles of limited government and personal freedom. Striking this equilibrium is central to the ongoing dialogue surrounding environmental stewardship within a libertarian framework. 4. Social safety nets. Libertarianism's reluctance towards extensive government intervention prompts inquiries into the provision of social safety nets. Critics express concerns that a limited state role may result in insufficient support systems, leaving vulnerable individuals without the necessary resources or assistance during challenging times. The debate revolves around finding a balance between individual freedom and societal responsibility. While libertarians contend that private initiatives and local communities can address these needs more efficiently, opponents stress the importance of a comprehensive safety net to ensure a basic standard of living for all. Navigating this tension between individual liberties and social welfare remains a central challenge in discussions on libertarian governance. Implications and challenges. In the contemporary political landscape, the application of libertarian principles faces various challenges. Balancing the ideals of individual freedom with the need for societal cohesion and justice requires nuanced approaches. Striking a balance between a minimal state and ensuring the well-being of all citizens remains a complex task. 1. Adaptation to modern challenges. Libertarianism, rooted in historical contexts, may need adaptation to address modern challenges. Issues such as cybersecurity, climate change, and global pandemics demand collective action, prompting discussions on the role of a limited government in facing these challenges. 2. Ethical considerations. Libertarian principles often prioritize individual rights, raising ethical questions about the collective responsibility for the welfare of society. Balancing individual freedoms with societal well-being requires thoughtful ethical considerations. 3. Collaboration and cooperation. In a world interconnected by trade, technology, and shared challenges, the idea of minimal government intervention needs to coexist with international collaboration. Addressing global issues may require a more cooperative approach that extends beyond the boundaries of strict libertarianism. In conclusion, libertarianism offers a compelling vision of a society where individual freedom is paramount, and government intervention is minimized. Its strengths lie in its emphasis on personal autonomy, belief in efficient markets, and a commitment to limiting state power. However, criticisms related to income inequality, provision of public goods, and environmental concerns highlight potential weaknesses. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, the application of libertarian principles requires careful consideration of the evolving socio-economic landscape. While libertarianism provides a valuable perspective on individual liberty, its practical implementation necessitates addressing contemporary challenges with flexibility and an awareness of the broader ethical and societal implications.